Hi, my name's J Shia. I'm the owner of Madhouse Motors in Boston, Mass. I'm a motorcycle builder and a mechanic. I was in a pretty gnarly crash when I was 22, I think. Broke 14 bones, spent a while in the hospital. Could have been a whole lot worse. Have absolutely no complaints about it. But the highlight from that is that it took my interest from riding kind of away and put it more into building bikes, because I didn't physically feel like I was in a position where I could ride comfortably just because of some of the injuries. So luckily it gave me a lot more time to put my focus on building bikes and building a company and getting all the pieces together to actually make a business work instead of just riding around on a bike all day. It all worked out. The name of the company is Madhouse Motors. And for most kids in Cambridge, they would know the Shia house. Shia is my last name. My dad, at one point, and sort of still had a pretty serious hoarding problem. He'd hoard motorcycles, half on the back shelf behind me, and they'd be scattered all over the house and in the yard, and people would come by and kind of joke around saying, oh, this is a madhouse, it's a crazy house. There's always bikes and a dog and noise and parties. And the name of it being a madhouse stuck, even as we've moved around into a real shop. Even though we're not in Cambridge, or keeping Cambridge on the shop is kind of a homage to where we started. Something that makes us stand out is that we're very family oriented. So it's nice. I get to be around people that I love every day, and family is a kind of ambiguous word because it's not people that are blood related always. Obviously there's my immediate family, but none of them come here and work. But it's kind of this big family that's been made of all the people that I work with and people that come and join in. All my uncles are in the motorcycle industry, as well as my dad, who's not in the industry, but he definitely played a big role in it. Well, I didn't go to school to be a mechanic. I went to school in fine arts. I got into photography through a neighbor of mine who's a photographer. He's also a teacher, and he had a darkroom in his basement that was really fun to hang out in. And then I went to CRLS and took photo there, which was a great experience, and it took off from there. With my photography, what I would say at this point I'm most proud of is a series I did of kids playing in water. I started it in 2012, and it's inner city kids playing in hydrants, both in Boston and New York. The connection when asking to photograph people changes for every situation. Even if I'm photographing a group of people all at once, the way that I address each individual changes depending on their character and on the image that I want. What I like the most about working on bikes is that they're all different. So you could have one bike that's the same exact year, make, and model as another bike next to it, same exact year, make, and model, and two totally different problems. So it's this constant problem solving, and you get to create things and meet the owners and the history of the bikes. And some bikes come from all over the world, and some bikes, there's only one of them in the country that we get to work on, and it's fun. It's like constantly a challenge. When working on bikes, I feel very comfortable. I grew up around it, so it's this kind of familiarity. There's some bikes that I work on really consistently, like some of the Hondas that I grew up with that I first started riding on. So when working on them, it's a little nostalgic, which is nice. Last year, we built the bike for Ghostbusters 3 that was filmed here in Boston. That was a lot of fun. We didn't expect it was going to happen. It just kind of came together, and we built 2 bikes for the movie, and that was definitely the highlight of the career so far. There's going to be more to come.
Maybe pushing it. I definitely think if we come a little diagonal,